Good afternoon and welcome to the Countdown studio. Now, our mighty research department, led by Kate, have been at it again, and they have produced a report here which tells me that it was 170 years ago today that Queen Victoria became the first monarch, British monarch, to use public transport. And she boarded a train in Slough, somebody's got to, I suppose, and went all the way to Paddington. That was on the Great Western Railway, which, of course, was built by the great Brunel, Kingdom Isambard Brunel, who built the Great Western all the way down to Bristol. And, in fact, he threw a sandwich out of the carriage. And where it landed, he decided he would build his railway works, which was Swindon. So there we are. And as a kid, Rachel, I went, as a maybe 8-year-old, to the Swindon Railway Works, where they were casting locomotive wheels as big as that circle there. And it was fantastic. Men with huge hammers. Now, it's a museum. It's a tragedy. But that was the place. They exported locomotives all over the world from Swindon, and Derby, actually. But there we are.
When I was 8, my parents took me to Jamaica.
There you go. Not by train, though, presumably. Brilliant, brilliant. Anyway, enough of this nattering on about trains and so forth, because we have contestants here. We have Jonathan. In a sort of an affectionate, avuncular way, called him the kid yesterday, because he's only 19. GAP student from Sheffield, starting at Cambridge in October on a pure and applied maths degree, classically trained pianist, plays the violin, and generally an all-round good kid whose mum, Coral, is a maths teacher and has a great deal to answer for, I guess, yes? And you are joined by Stuart Calver, a computer analyst from Colchester, works for a leading motor group, enjoys cycling and walking, though presumably not at the same time, supports Ipswich Town Football Club, and is a fan of real ale and Only Fools and Horses. Is that right?
Indeed, yes, it is.
Brilliant. What is your favourite Fools and Horses moment?
It's got to be the chandelier.
The chandelier?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Brace yourself. Yeah.
Brace yourself. And what about when he leaned back and they just moved the flap in the bar or the club?
And the wine bar, yeah.
God, don't you love him?
It's full of many clips.
Oh,
many
brilliant.
clips.
And, of course, the writer, John Sullivan, died not that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
and he was a publicity-shy man. I don't even know what he looked like, but he was a genius.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Big genius, yeah.
Oh, great
and
man.
David Jason.
Great man. Your sons, James and Oliver, and Countdown is your mum's favourite show.
It is indeed,
Do
yeah.
you want to say hello, Mum?
Hello, Mum.
Very good, very good. So let's have a round of applause for Mum, Stuart and Jonathan Rawlinson. And as ever, I'm glad to say, we have Susie in the corner. Hello, Susie.
Hi.
Joined, of course, by Syra. And here we are, Wednesday already, and I guess you've reached the height now of your Countdown appearance. You've had Monday, Tuesday, now it's Wednesday, you've only got 2 more days. So this is the peak.
It is, and I'm enjoying it very much. Thank you for having me.
No, we're having a lot of time. Now, we've talked about your television work. You're non-stop. You're off in Pakistan finding and adopting little Amara, which is a wonderful thing. But also you're a writer, and you've written a book called Push for Success. Is that something to do with natural childbirth?
It isn't, and I wrote it actually after my appearance on The Apprentice. And a lot of people coming up to me saying, where do you get your confidence from? And I said, I'm going to capture it in a book. So
Yeah.
PUSH stands for be proactive, understand yourself, sell yourself, and have high standards. PUSH.
Thank you. You're pointing at me.
I am.
I will do my best.
Perhaps you may need it sometime in the future.
Well, listen, we'll catch up with you later on. We've got a long chat with you later, but in the meantime, it's time for our game. Jonathan, off you go.
Afternoon again, Rachel.
Afternoon, Jonathan.
Can I start with a vowel, please?
Thank you. Start today with A.
And a consonant.
T.
Vowel.
U.
And consonant.
F.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
R.
Vowel.
A.
Consonant.
T.
And a final vowel, please.
And a final I.
Here's the countdown clock. Jonathan.
A 7, not written down.
Oh, right. OK. Stuart.
Just 5.
And your 5?
Tarot.
Tarot. All right. Jonathan.
Tartufo. Tartufo.
OK.
Tartufo. Is that something you eat?
No.
Something to do with bananas?
It is. It sounds like a truffle, doesn't it? That's what it is. It's an edible fungus, especially the white truffle, and it comes from Italian, meaning literally truffle. That's brilliant. Well done.
Well done. Now, come on, Jonathan. I want a straight answer. Did you make that up?
No, and I got it
What?
as the clock finished as well. It was really unfortunate.
All right, but you knew what it was?
No, I didn't.
It's brilliant.
Amazing.
Now, what else have we got over there?
Just to say, Nick, it is also, and this might be where most of us encounter it, it's an Italian dessert containing chocolate of a creamy mousse-like consistency as well. So that sounds very nice.
Yes, yes, very good. Excellent stuff. So he's off again. Jonathan, 7 points. And Stuart, don't let him run away with this. Come on.
Afternoon, Rachel.
Hi, Stuart.
Can I start with a consonant, please?
Thank you. Starts with R.
And a vowel.
U.
And a consonant, please.
M.
And a vowel.
O.
Consonant.
S.
Another consonant.
D.
And a vowel.
A.
Another vowel.
E.
And finish with a consonant, please.
And finish with T.
Stand by. So, Stuart.
7.
A 7. Jonathan.
7 as well.
Stuart.
Stormed.
Stormed.
Radomes.
Radomes. Radomes.
Yes, radomes protect radar equipment, dome-like structures.
OK. All right.
Very good.
Anything else?
We had mustard with 7.
Yep.
As in cutting the...
Cutting the mustard. Perfect. 14-7. Jonathan leads. And Jonathan, take it away.
Can I start with the vowel, please?
Thank you, Jonathan. O.
And a consonant.
R.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
L.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
I.
Vowel.
E.
And a final consonant, please.
And the last one, L.
And here's the clock. Jonathan.
Just a 6.
And Stuart.
6.
Jonathan.
Loiter.
Loiter. Stuart.
Retile.
Retile. What do we feel about that?
We just have to be careful with re-words because there are so many of them in English and only a few of them can get in. But that one is in. So, yeah, I'm pleased to say.
To tile and then to retile.
Yes, retile your bathroom.
OK. Very good. Well done. 20-13. Stuart, well in touch there, and it's your letters game. Take it away.
Start with a consonant, please, Rachel.
Thank you, Stuart. S.
And a vowel.
A.
Consonant.
N.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
D.
Another consonant.
N.
Vowel.
Another A.
Another vowel.
O.
And finish with a consonant, please.
And finish with R.
And it's clock time. Stuart?
I think a 6.
All right. Jonathan?
I think a 7.
So, Stuart?
Radons. R-A-D-O-N-S.
Radons.
Okay, check that one.
And Jonathan?
And it's another unusual one, Nardoos. N-A-R-D-O-O-S.
Radon is in the dictionary, Stuart, but it's a mass noun, so we can't have it with the S on, I'm afraid.
Right.
Bad luck. Nardoos is sounding familiar. They are Australian ferns with long stalks bearing either silvery green clover-like lobes or woody globular cases. It's absolutely brilliant.
Very good. Takes your breath away, doesn't it? 27 to 13. Jonathan, it's a numbers game.
I'll stick with one large, please.
Thank you, Jonathan. One large one and 5 little ones for you. And for the first numbers round today, the small ones are 6, 5, 8, 4, and 5, and the large one 50. And the target to reach 996.
996. Now then, Jonathan.
996.
Right, and Stuart?
995.
So let's hear from Jonathan first of all.
Okay, 50 times 5 is 250.
Yep,
6 take 5 is 1.
it is.
Take it from the 250
249.
and times by 4.
Perfect, 996.
Very good. Well done. Well done. That is excellent. 37 to 13. Well done, Jonathan. Heading for a reasonable score there, I think. But Stuart's still in touch. But now it's time to look across there in the gloom to see my old friend Sarah. Sarah, what are we going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about my little boy Zach and how I love being a parent to him. But you know, when we did our trip, one of the things I learnt about you was that you actually are a real gentleman, and it was really nice being in the presence of a gentleman. So I'm trying to teach Zach to be a gentleman. I mean, you know, he's only 4, and a few months ago I was saying, Zach, it's really important to be a gentleman. You need to be a gentleman. He's like, OK, listening. So I said, whenever you see a lady,